That 35 one night was all on the same fucking tour. I didn't go home for, straight 35 and fly. And sometimes we fly and do the gig and come back to New York because they kept the hotel in New York. The next day you fly because they had their own plane.
But you would also, I guess, what was your job when you went out on the road with them?
Well, first of all, I did like publicity and promotion. If we wanted to do like a radio interview, I would take them to the radio station and do the interview. And I had the limos, Atlantic paid for the limos, so we could take them back and forth, do interviews and go back to the hotel. And on this one tour, Atlantic paid for all the limos, so I'd order limos, and Atlantic was paying for it, so we could get them to do what we didn't want them to do. If I wanted them to go to the radio station late at night at 2 in the morning, if they decide they want to go, we might still be up, doing whatever we're doing. Hey man, let's go to the radio station. My buddy's on now, based on who's on, So that was the relationship. But I remember I did an interview with Robert Plant. We took the limo down to K-San in San Francisco. And we did the interview, I think, at Dustin Street or somebody, Stephen Ponick. And when it was over, we went back outside, and Robert said, "Oh man, it's nice. If we let the limo go, we're gonna walk back to the hotel." So we started walking all the way back. Man, it was so further than we anticipated. I said, "Man, look, let's just get a hitchhike." He said, "Yeah, fuck it, man," because we couldn't get no cab. So we hitchhiked, and guy picked us up. And he don't know who Robert Plant was, because he wouldn't be, Robert Plant wouldn't be hitchhiking. So we get in the car, and this guy, I say, "Hey man, you want to go to concert tonight?" I said, "To see Led Zeppelin?" "I hate that fucking band." He said, "I'm a Stone. I like the Stones, boy, the Led Zeppelin." And Robert hated that. I said, "Look, man, I can get you tickets." I said, "Man, well, look, this is Robert Plant right here." Yeah, he didn't believe me. He said, "Yes." I said, "Look, man." Robert said, "Look," told the guy, I said, "Look, we'll get you tickets. We'll have tickets for you and your girlfriend I'll give Mario a ticket to have in backstage passes. And you come and see us and see if you like us, since he don't like us." And the guy, I left tickets at the box office with his name on it, backstage passes. And the guy has got these right up front, and I saw this motherfucker. And when Led Zeppelin was playing, boy, this motherfucker blew him away. When the gig was over, this cat was, "Oh man, I love Led Zeppelin, that's the best band in the world." It blew him away, man. He converted that guy on that gig. Led Zeppelin converted him immediately.
You actually gave him the free tickets?
Gave him the free tickets and the backstage pass. So after the gig, I take him backstage, and he went and told Robert, "Man, I love it, man." And he just blew him. And that's just, Robert he just proved, "Look, man, we were better than you think we are." And he turned that cat around immediately. He said, fuck Zeppelin. Fuck out Rolling Stones. Zeppelin is the band." And Zeppelin was a motherfucker. Boy, they had that shit turn up on 10 all the way up to the notch. And you stand up by those big old Marshalls, man, stacked high. And your ears be ringing for about a week after, That was a classic.
Did you have to, I guess you have to stay up and party with everybody?
Oh, I didn't have to. I did it because I wanted to. It was fun. We party hard, but we partied till after the gig. People, you be up so high, you don't want to go to bed right away. So you party, and they got all kind of shit happening. So we had the party going all night, till the next morning. People, when everybody else is going to work, that's when these cats are going to bed. And when you getting off of work, they're waking up. So they wake up about 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it must have been really, to try to do both. You did. I guess you had an office at that time.
Office in New York, But if I was on the road, I'd hang out with them till 6 in the morning. At 9 o'clock, I had to be at the record store, So I didn't get too much sleep at all, I might be up all night and then go to record stores and go to radio station the next day while they sleeping, So they used to always say, "Man, how do you do it, Mario? You don't get no sleep, man. You're the last one to go to bed. And when we see you get on the plane," I said, "When I get on the plane, I sit down, I put the blanket over my head, and if it ain't but an hour, I'll take 1 hour and sleep fast and get 8 hours in." That was a classic, Take 1 hour and sleep fast. But boy, it was amazing. I don't know how I did it. I couldn't do that stuff now, but you had the energy. You just deal with it because you're trying to do your gig,